So the handicapping system is great for creating competition between golfers of all skill levels, but it has its flaws. I am going to show you a new way that is going to make golf fun again. It's going to make it competitive again. It's going to give you the opportunity to grow within yourself to get better while still staying competitive and enjoying the game. This is how you are going to play your best golf.
Be the right club today. Yes!
What's going on, guys? G2 here with 3-Putt Bogey. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Glad to have you. How's your 2026 golf game going? So, had my first round yesterday. Didn't do bad, surprisingly. Had 3 weeks off from golf, came back, and we're starting 2026 pretty good. And it got me thinking while I was out playing, some of the reasons why we fall into these slumps of not playing well, not enjoying the game. It just feels like we're paying to have fun, and I see people out there and they're just struggling. And you don't need to struggle. The handicap system, as you all know, is generated to create competition among golfers of all different skill levels. But it is heavily flawed. So think about this. You're playing with a group of guys. You normally play from X set of tees. But they are longer hitters. They want to play back. So what do? You move back. Your handicap is not going to give you enough strokes to mitigate that distance that you are losing before you even tee up the ball. And this is a problem with the handicap system. And while it works if everyone plays from the same tees that they normally play from, when you get a group of blended tee boxes and everyone tries to just speed up the game by playing from the same tee box, this is where the problem comes up. So here's an example. It's humble time for me. So my handicap is listed at a 2.9. And that 2.9 is based on me playing from 5,900 to, we'll call it 6,300 yards. Typically the white tees. So I recently played in a tournament where they based the tee selection on handicap. And as you can imagine, I got absolutely hosed because at a 2.9, they moved me to the tips at 7,100 yards. I struggled. I shot a 91. Do I want to go through strength training and speed training and all of this stuff to hit my driver farther? No. I'm almost 50 years old. I don't care about any of that. I want to be able to hit my drive the way I normally hit my drive, hit my second shot the way I normally hit my second shot, and have a decent opportunity to score. I think that's kind of where we all fall in when we're playing golf. Even though I shot a 91, I didn't play bad. The problem was I was playing for bogey, a par 4. I hit a good drive. A good drive for me is about 241 to 245 yards. A good drive, I can probably pop out there 260, 265 if I hit it right on the screws. But honestly, how many of us actually hit it on the screws? Maybe 1 out of 14 drives. So when you're playing a par 4 of 420 to 440 yards, that next shot is a 190-yard shot into a par 4. I'm not hitting the green from 190 yards. You are not hitting the green from 190 yards. The PGA professionals have a green in regulation percentage of under 32% outside of 190 yards. For us, that means that percent is 0. So what if there was a better way? A better way to allow everyone to play the course so it gave them an equal advantage regardless of their handicap. This is how you do it. So if you play a lot of golf, you travel different states, do the boys trips, or maybe even your home golf course has this option, On the scorecard, they will have what's called a blended tee or a hybrid tee. Essentially, a variation of two tees based on distance. So you'll kind of bounce back and forth from tee to tee. So this is a great starting point, but I think there's a better way to do this. And it's based not on what the course says, it's based on your individual statistics. So once you go through this process that I'm going to show you, it takes you literally probably 30 seconds to do this before your round, to set yourself up for success, to set yourself up for fun. So first thing you need to do is you take your average driver distance. This is not when you pure it. This is not when you top it. This is your average driver distance. If you don't know what this is, there are dozens of free golf apps out there that you use for GPS that will allow you to track the distances of your clubs. So for me, my average driver distance is 241 yards. That's total, not carry. Yes, I can hit it 265, 270 if I hit it on the screws. And yes, I can top it 50 yards. So based on the stats we talked about, from PGA Tour professionals, your best bet of hitting a green, but still making it challenging. We're not going to make these layups. We still want to have some challenge element and aspect to this game. We don't want it to be just layup after layup. Is about 140 yards. You take those two numbers, 140 and your average drive, so 241, which means that my ideal par 4 length is 381 yards. So at this point, all I do is I go to a scorecard. I'm going to pull up the one that we just had with the hybrids. And you're going to see here, I pull this up. Whatever it is, you're sitting there, you're waiting for the tee box to start. You're waiting to tee off, whatever it is. You just go and you circle every par 4 that is on the scorecard that is closest to 381 yards. That's my number. Yours is going to be different, without going over. And those are the ones you play. Par 4s are down, 12 holes finished, 8 to go. Par 3s are simple. 150 yards. As close as you can get to 150 yards without going over. You may be playing a course where the shortest par 3 is 160 yards. Okay, that's the one you play. 4 more holes done. Now we've got the par 5s. Par 5s are pretty easy. Think about, we know our driver distance, 241 yards on a par 5, and you can adjust this number to how challenging you want to make your golf. For me, I think having a second shot about 200 yards into a par 5 is probably challenging enough, right? I mean, honestly, you have about a 10% shot of hitting that green. If maybe for you, you want to move it to 220, or maybe you want to move it back to 180, whatever it is, whatever you feel like. For me, I'm sticking with 200. I like that number. That is a nice 4 hybrid, a solid 4 hybrid, or maybe if it's into the wind, a solid 3 hybrid for me. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take that number of 241, my average drive, 200, what I want my approach shot to be into a par 5, and now I know 441 yards is the world I want to live in when I'm teeing up to a par 5. So I go ahead and I circle every par 5 on the scorecard that is 441 yards or less. So now what you've done is you have essentially set up the golf course to exactly what your distances are to give you the best chance of scoring. But it still forces you to hit good shots. So all you got to do is remember those 3 numbers. Your par 4 number, which to me is 381, your par 3 number around 150, and your par 5 number for me was 441. And I just marked the scorecard just like that. So here's the Troon card set up now with those numbers. And you're going to see here, like, now I get to play the tips, the blues, the whites. Yeah, I even get to get some forward tees as well. So it gets you all over the tee box. you're going to get a couple of those holes which are under your yardage. That's okay. You are allowed to give yourself a break. And you're also going to have some of those par 4s or par 5s where you hit it better than your average. You're going to hit it 260 instead of 240. And instead of having 140 yards in, now you get to hit a wedge. Congratulations. That's the reward of hitting a good shot. But here's the flip side of that coin. You're still going to hit stinkers, right? You're still going to hit those bad shots, and you're still going to pay the price. So now this is also putting a premium on ball striking, because if you hit a good shot, you're going to have an easier second shot. You're forcing yourself to be more accurate and play more within yourself and not focus so hard about hitting it as hard as you can. You're focusing on contact. You're going to play faster. You're going to have more fun. You're going to have better scores. And it's just going to overall give you that confidence to get better. How can you ever build confidence if all you're doing is always playing bogey golf? Why? Why are you doing that to yourself? So try it out. See how it works for you. Now, if you have playing partners that don't like this idea or giving you, kind of shit for it, chances are they're doing it because they regularly kick your ass and they like being able to kick your ass and they don't want you to get better. Maybe it's time to find better friends. Or better yet, have them do the same thing. You can still use your handicap with this process. It's going to take 5 or 6 rounds for your handicap to adjust to playing this new way. And now instead of winning a hole on bogey, you guys are going to be fighting it out to win a hole for birdie. And at the end of the day, that's what this game is about. It's about having fun. You guys have jobs. You don't do this for a living. You pay every week to do this. So why not have fun? So hopefully this will help you start your 2026 golf season on a great trajectory. The more you do this, the better you will get, and you will eventually be able to move back tees, increase those yardages, because your ball striking is going to be perfect. Try it out. That's all I'm asking. Until next time, make sure that you swing as hard as you can, just in case you hit the ball. G2 out.